16th most common mistake is the use of since, for, and from appropriately. Since is used for a specific point of time, not duration actually, for specific point of time. For is used for a duration of time, like for 2 days, for 2 years, for 2 months, okay, for a decade. From is used when we write a starting point where something like from 10 to 40 units of alcohol. So we write a starting point, then the end point. So let's see examples. Examples for since. First, since he has been non-smoker since 2002. So since, because we are giving a specific point, not duration. She has been diagnosed with NIDDM since 1999. This is again a specific point, not duration. Then since 10th March, she has not shown any signs of psychosis. 10th March is again a specific point of time, not duration. So when we are writing a specific point of time, we should write since. When we are writing duration, then for. Let's see examples. He has had gout for the last 10 years. 10 years is a time duration. Then for. Today, Mr. Matthews presented with complaint of backache for the last 3 days. So 3 days is again a time duration. Last one, from. So when from is normally used when we write a starting point and then the end point. For example, recently he has increased his alcohol intake from 10 to 40 units per week. From 10 to 40 units. 17th mistake is the confusion between three words. Complain, complaint, and compliant. Complain and complaint are similar, but complain is verb. Complaint, the one which is ending with n, is a verb. So it's different forms like complaint, complaint. On the other hand, complaint, the one which is ending with t, is a noun. And third one is compliant. It's a totally different word. Compliant, IANT. So we need to use them properly, appropriately actually. On 15th May 2021, Miss Bennett presented with complaints of. Correct way is on 15th May 2021, Miss Bennett presented with complaints of. This is a verb. Presented is a verb. This is a noun. So presented with complaints of dizziness, lightheadedness, and diarrhea. Example B. We can use complain as well, like complain or complaint. So this is the right way. If we are writing complain, the verb form, on 15th May 2021, Miss Bennett complained of dizziness, lightheadedness, and diarrhea. This is the other way of writing the same information, but we are using here the verb form. Then ing form in example C. Now Miss Bennett is complaining of dizziness, lightheadedness, and diarrhea. We can use all of them, but they need to be used appropriately. And last one is compliant. Compliant means adhere to something. His chronic condition can decompensate if he is not compliant with the medication. So the compliant, the word which is used for adherence is LIANT. COMPLIANT. And 18th mistake actually, not using commas before these terms in mid sentence. There are certain words where we need to put comma before them when they are being used in mid sentence, because these specific words normally introduce a non-defining clause or something else. Let's see. So which, when which is being used in mid sentence, normally it introduces a non-essential clause, the information which is not important, we can omit that. So let's see the example. The medication which is taken once daily has minimal side effects. If we don't read this one, this is not defining clause, the medication has minimal side effects. So the sentence still makes sense. So when we are writing which, and the which is introducing a non-defining clause, the information, so we should put a comma before which, and we can put a comma after the end of that clause as well. Other is for which. We need to use comma before for which when for which introduces a non-essential or explanatory information. Non-essential, the way we discussed for here in which, here explanatory means it's explaining the information given just before it. Let's see example. The patient was referred to psychologist for which a detailed report will be provided. So for which is explaining the initial information, like patient was referred to cardiologist, then for which a detailed report will be provided. Okay, so it's further explaining the first information, patient is being referred to cardiologist, so we need to put a comma here. Third one is along with, where we need to put a comma when it is used in mid sentence. So use a comma before along with when it introduces additional but non-essential information. The nurse provided instruction for post-surgical care along with a follow-up appointment date. So post-surgical care is a broad term. Like after surgery there will be so many things to do, like one of them is follow-up appointment is one of them. So this along with is further explaining it, like it adding further information which is non-essential. Like post-surgical care is broad term which includes follow-up appointment dates as well. So this is a non-essential information, this is additional information, so we need to put a comma before that. Then is including. We need to put a comma before including when it is used in mid sentence. Similarly, before including to indicate examples or additional details. The patient has several risk factors including obesity and hypertension. This including is adding additional details, like we are giving examples of few examples of whatever we mentioned just before, like for example risk factors, we are mentioning few risk factors like obesity, hypertension, there could be many, including this. Then is such as. Similarly, we need to put a comma before such as when it is used in mid sentence when it introduces examples are of a broad category, like the way including here. Similarly, the doctor advised lifestyle changes such as exercise and balanced diet. Lifestyle changes, regular exercise and balanced diet are part of lifestyle changes. So lifestyle change is a broad term. So they have mentioned just few examples like regular exercise and balanced diet. So we need to put a comma before such as when it introduces examples of a broad category.